This email says that on page 427, lines 15 through 24 of the House bill, quote, the government mandates program for orders for end of life. The government has a say in how your life ends. If you go to the actual legislation on that page, what it is advanced care planning consultations. The bill would cover the costs of sitting down with someone to discuss a living will, to discuss a DNR. Congressman Price, I want to go to you first. Many conservatives have said, you know what, to say there are death panels that the government can pull the plug on grandma is simply wrong. Does it hurt your cause when conservative critics are misleading people and are twisting the facts?
Well, I think this is symptomatic of the process that we've been through, and that is that it's been mostly in secret, that it hasn't been a bipartisan way, certainly in the House. The concern that people have across this land is what role is the government going to play? Who's going to make these crucial decisions? And when they go to that area of the bill and they see that the government will mandate, will dictate that the physician and the patient who is eligible for Social Security have that conversation at least once every 5 years. And then they see earlier this year that the Comparative Effectiveness Research Council was put in place, and the Congress refused to say that it would only deal with clinical situations, it would also deal with cost. And you put those things together, and people have a reasonable concern that the government is going to be making decisions that ought to be left to families and patients and doctors. That's where these decisions ought to stay. The problem is that's not what the bill says.
Well, you say it mandates. Others who read the bill, including our organizations, fact checkers, and other organizations, fact checkers, says that it covers and recommends you have these conversations. Dr. Barrasso, the president says any talk of a death panel, I'm holding up a newspaper here, is simply dishonest. Do you view that as dishonest? And as someone who has legitimate questions about the cost of this bill, the scope of government involvement in this bill, Senator Barrasso, does it hurt your cause if things are being said and distributed that are misleading or take things out of context?